I live in an RV, I homeschool my boys. I don't technically clock into a 9 to 5. You'd think my mornings would be peaceful, right? No. I wake up feeling scattered, overwhelmed, even tired. And it's because I was just waking up with them. I spoke to a friend of mine who is also not a morning person and told me she was doing something that made her feel more grounded in the mornings. I said, I gotta try this. And I tried it for 7 days. And in this first episode of Mom to Mom Talks, we are talking about mom self care and if this little shift actually helps make mom life easier. So if your mornings right now feel messy, overwhelming, and you're already waking up tired, you'll be able to relate. So, what was it that got you into waking up early and journaling in the first place?
I was feeling like really tired, like every day, all day. And because I told you I started homeschooling my kids, that was like a huge change for us. So I went from spending almost a whole day without my kids to having them all at the same time
Or kids.
every single day at home. I needed to have more patience,
Mm.
which I didn't have. I was sleeping late and I'm yeah, always.
Yeah, yeah.
By just changing a few little things in my routine, I was starting to feel better. So it all started with, okay, I just need a little bit of time for myself in the morning. I need to pray more. I need to read the Bible, and I don't have time for that during the day because once a mom's day starts, there's no stop.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just goes like, tell myself when the kids grow up, I'll have time, or
Mm.
I'll wait for that once in a year spa day, but it wasn't enough. I just knew that I needed to change something, and I was screaming a lot to my kids.
I can totally relate to that feeling. You were actually so convincing during our last live that I felt like I needed to implement that. This past week, I've been able to do it. It's something you said during the live. You were waking up already in a bad mood and overwhelmed, and I was like, oh, 100%. Like I feel seen.
In those 7 days, like just to know, like how have you seen a change? Have you been better? I mean, it's just 7 days, but do you feel a difference?
Let me just give a backstory. I hate waking up early. I had done this before in the past after reading a book called Miracle Morning. I did it and I know that I felt better, but then I kind of like slid off. So it's a couple of changes. It's me going back to waking up early. Number two, it's not waking up reactive. I live in an RV, and so it's not that many spaces that you can call your own. I need to do this now before I break down. I think that's kind of like a lot of things that happen to us mom. We just don't do it before we break.
That's completely true. Like the times I used to rest before was because my body said, "Okay, it's enough. You're sick and you stay in
Sick,
bed."
right? Yeah.
That's like, and that's not really resting because you're sick, so you're not really resting. It's just that your body's like, I can't do it anymore.
Let's just talk about what the morning routine that you do. And you spoke about journaling and brain dumping. So can you kind of give me
Yes.
your input on that?
So I would mostly brain dump at night. My morning routine is mostly prayer. And actually, I like a few weeks ago, I started journaling my prayers. It helps me like focus like on, okay, what do I really want to pray for and what I'm really grateful for and all of that. Usually it's prayer, journaling, and Bible study. And if I have a little extra time, I will read a few pages of a book that I want to read. It's about it. Like it's very simple. And a lot of people think that it doesn't work because it's too simple, but those little simple things can make a huge difference in your day.
One of the things that I got from the book, that morning miracle book, it was splash cold water on your face. And then I usually go for the coffee straight away. That's just a habit. But it said in the book, remember that you go 6 to 9 hours without drinking water, your body is dehydrated. So drinking a glass of water at least before having, getting the coffee is really important. I bought a study Bible.
Your Bible study looks really good.
Yeah, it's just another area in my life where I know I need to
Mhm.
work on. And so I'm like, I'm gonna stop, putting excuses. And so I did. I bought a new one. And then right after that, I will do the three things I'm grateful for because we said it in the live. I just don't like to write, and I felt very kind of like overwhelmed with the thought of writing and said, you told me just write three things I'm grateful for. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do that. But I started seeing that I wanted to keep writing. How can we give somebody who's just starting out like me momentum, kind of like that motivation?
It's all about like, okay, I skipped a day, and that's okay. I needed to sleep more than the morning alone, and I'll just get back to it. I think we need to give ourselves some grace as well. And like if even now, like there are some days where I am so tired that I only get like 5 minutes before my kids wake up.
Hmm.
That's okay. 5 minutes is better than nothing.
The social media world and the media and all together right now is kind of like worshiping morning routine. If you don't do one, you're not successful or you won't succeed. And what is helping me kind of like we can't worship these routines. We can't make them like this idol.
It's not a how do you say that? One fits all,
Yeah, one size fits all. Yeah.
one size fits all. Yeah. A morning routine, like you do what works for you. So if you don't have time to read or do a whole Bible study, you read one verse and that's it.
This is me. Like I'm used to making routines, like making myself feel bad if I skip it and then it just ruined like the rest of my day. And that's the thing that you can't. The whole like purpose of this is to give you back that focus, or at least for me, focus back to starting my day with God. Don't let that also stress you out if you can't complete it.
It's completely true. And now that you talk about that, like it's not just for us moms. I actually, because I started journaling, and my husband is like he's like a very anxious person. Like he has a lot of anxiety, and I told him like, why don't you start journaling? And he started journaling, and he does it like every night. And he actually told me that that helps him like just release everything. And once he starts writing down all of these like negative thoughts, he realizes that, oh, it's not that bad. Like the situation is not that bad. I'm
Mm,
like, oh, like I didn't know that this is like that's where you're going to take like your journaling, and it helps him with anxiety. So
that's actually powerful because for him, releasing it onto paper gives him that kind of like outside view.
mhm.
It's like almost like you're seeing whatever that monster that you had in your head looks so small on paper. It's more about protecting our peace so that we can better serve our families and the people that we're here to serve.
I've seen those routines. I'm like, at the beginning, I was like, oh, my routine's like
Meh.
just like that. Like, okay.
You need to get branded water to splash on your face, okay?
Exactly, with eyes. I actually had to do one of those videos today for a brand. Like I was like, I don't know. It actually felt good. I was
No,
like,
I'm
I don't want to do like
interested.
that every morning.
No,
I'm like,
but because the cold water to my face, like I'm like, whoa, like it's shocking to me.
like this is real motherhood. Like we don't have this perfect Pinterest life, and I think most moms don't. And the ones that do, they have a lot of help from like family members, or they have people helping them. But when you're alone and your husband works and all that, it's hard to get some time alone. And we do what works for us.
Let us know in the comments what's one small change that has helped you feel a little bit more grounded before starting the daily life chaos routine.
We're all here to support each other and to share what works for us. And who knows, there might be a mom out there, like, and she knows like something that we don't know yet. So let's just share and just help each other out as moms.